Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Rogue Legacy. So if you are just joining us, we are making some progress here. We are looking to, on this episode, at the very least, hopefully, beat the third boss. Apparently it's been like 5 days or 4 days since I played Rogue Legacy, so I'm not 100% sure what we're doing right now. I didn't realize that the architect had already been kind of set in stone there, so maybe we are just trying to like directly fight the third boss right away. But this is the forest, which I don't want to go to. Instead, I guess I want to go up to the Maya here, and we're just gonna farm that. I don't know, past Ryan. He's a crazy dude. He makes some decisions. I don't necessarily agree with him. What is our character like right now anyway? Sir Eric, he's a level 64 Hokage, or a Hokage if we're playing Crusader Kings. He's got good movement speed, low HP and MP, and like no lifesteal gear, which leads me to believe, whoops, that was the wrong button there, that we're probably not gonna do fantastically. Oh, that's a mimic. I smell you, which leads me to believe that we're probably not gonna beat the boss on this run. But that being said, you know, we're pretty solid. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm pretty solid at the game, but just through virtue of like raw grinding ability, I have essentially created a class which can one-hit most enemies, at least in this level of the game. 1 or 2 hit at least. And you know, we're still grinding for gold as well. At the very least, give me some leniency for this very first run that we're doing here. Because again, I'm sort of lost with respect to where I'm supposed to be. You know more than I do. If you have just recently watched the, oh, that was really bad. If you have just recently watched the last episode of me playing the game, that was absolutely piss poor. I'm actually almost out of HP already. We should absolutely try to destroy this thing. Is it dead? It is indeed. I don't have any lifesteal though, do I? Maybe I should reapply my lifesteal gear, so I have a chance at making something good happen here. Because as of right now, I feel like in one more hit we're gonna die, and then you know, that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna have too much to show for my my woes so far. That being said, we are getting a lot of gold. I do have the wait, just be careful here. I do have the special ability or special equipment, I believe, the rune, that makes it so that I do get like extra rewards from the enemies in the form of either consumables or oh god, that's real scary. In the form of either consumables or gold. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Now be very cautious about those spikes there. I do not have PAD, the peripheral arterial disorder, so I have to just be instead kind of quick about this. There is a treasure chest up on the next room, so I might as well go up for that. Oh yes, I'm gonna die here. There's absolutely no question about that. Okay, that's actually good because we can kind of like reset here, start at square one, because I don't think I necessarily did that fantastically there. So we have a Barbarian Queen, an Archmage, and a Miner. I'm trying to think. Let's play as the Barbarian Queen, and let's do a little bit of farming for gold here. I have 437 gold. It's not very much. Is there some armor I can upgrade, or a class I can unlock with this? Those are all far too expensive. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get anything here. But I should start getting more levels soon, because I've been kind of stagnating for a little while. So I'm thinking, why don't we equip maybe some new runes, if possible. What's this one? Gain the power of flight. Multiple rune stack for longer flight duration. What do I have equipped right now? Haste rune that increases our base movement speed. Yeah, I would rather... Oh, I don't have the gold necessary to buy it. Okay, that's fine. I don't have the gold necessary to get that either. The retaliation rune is actually not that good. Maybe we won't be able to buy anything this time. You know what? We'll grind our way through, gain some more gold, hopefully get to the Maya and be able to take out the boss. Because I think the boss, he's in the like 60 to 70 range. So I should be, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn when I say this. Just mathematically, he should be possible for me to kill shortly. Mind you, I just want to get back into the groove here because again, it has been a little while since I played Rogue Legacy, so I want to get my mechanics back under my feet. By the way, thank you again, as always, to everyone who is, you know, suggesting tips and stuff for me to do. If I don't take your tips, don't take offense to it. Don't think, oh, Northernlion doesn't have time to read his comments. It's more, I'm deliberately avoiding trying to spoil the game for myself. You know, with a game like this especially, you know, there is a mechanical skill that needs to be learned in order to help you progress. But there's also a lot of tactical elements that can give you a lot of help towards moving forward and progressing in the game. And I don't want to know that right off the bat. I want to be able to discover that for myself. That's half the magic of video games, you know, discovering, you know, mechanics of your own. Well, not I mean, obviously they're not of your own because you didn't make the game, but mechanics that you didn't know about at first, that can help you make your way in the Rogue Legacy world and make things perhaps a little bit easier for you. And there's actually a treasure chest in here. How did I miss that? Where? Oh, it's hidden in the wall somewhere. Yeah, but I'm not dwarfish, so I can't get in there. Anyway, so yeah, again, don't take offense. You're giving me tips, and I've read some of them, and some of them have not been like spoilers. They've just been helpful, and I appreciate that. Like, for example, in that room with a lot of barrels stacked end over end, instead of destroying the barrels, you know, it's much smarter and more prudent to simply... There's a chest in this room as well. Oh, I can get to this one. It's much smarter to simply, you know, jump on top of the barrels first and then... destroy them all to get the gold inside, because there's sometimes like treasure chests at the top. So you know, tips like that I totally understand, but you know, some of the other ones, again, don't feel bad if I'm ignoring them. I'm not ignoring them because I'm a dick. We have PAD, so I can step on these spikes. Good. First time I've ever really been aware of my traits, I think, or aware of my traits enough to actually get some benefit from it. But yes, I'm not just an asshole. I might be an asshole, but I'm not just an asshole. Largely, it's, you know, I'm doing it for a conscious reason beyond mere assholery. So I knew I was going to take damage there, but hoping that I can get out of here without dying. There was no gold dropped there, which is actually a real disappointment. There's no treasure chest in here. So you might be saying, Northernlion, you're not supposed to be here. You're in the land of darkness. You're only on the Maya right now, though. You're not wrong. Man, I am taking way too much damage. You're not wrong, but by the same token, you know, there is a lot of gold to be gotten here, so that's why I'm coming down here. I'm not necessarily doing that well. That being said, hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit better than this one. Just jump over, you fool! I almost said something that my mother would not have been proud of. Okay, there's a treasure chest in here. I guess that's my goal on this run now, because I am doing pretty poorly by most other, like, objective concerns, or metrics, I guess you could say. We got some chests in here, some more gold, and a substantial amount of gold in here, which is fantastic. Now, when this thing comes back, we'll just do a double jump over it, hopefully get some potions. I really should have kept that potion alive at the waypoint just before I got down here, but what can I say? I'm not always a very clever man. Alright, I don't want to necessarily die on that room right away. What do we have? We have the chakram, and we're one hit away from death now at this point. This may have been a foolish decision for me to go balls deep, as they say. This early. We have 20 health, basically. 10 health. Sorry, my math is not what it used to be, apparently. We got some angry zombies. I do have the chakram. Apparently, if you want to be better with the chakram, what you should do is just actually shoot it behind you and then jump over it so that it continues to hit enemies longer range, I guess you could say. Now, we should be able to at least mine a little bit more gold here. If we can get, I was going to say if we can get to 1,500, at least, like, all is not lost. That was pretty poor play on my part, though. Apologies for the accidental alliteration. We have a miner with EDS and congenital insensitivity to pain. We have a miner with dwarfism, which seems like a smart idea. And yeah, let's take the miner and we'll mine some gold this time. We'll upgrade something here. Why don't we upgrade our... What's this at the top? That's our ability to hold armor. Armor up. Why don't we get that? That'll give us a little bit extra base armor. That's important. We can't really do anything else with our gold at this point, so we'll just play as the miner instead and continue onwards. That was a bad run, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it takes a couple runs to get back in the swing of things, but, you know, over the course of a 20, 25, half an hour long episode, we might be able to beat the boss here, and if we are able to beat the boss, then, you know, that would be awesome. We'll be able to move on to the final area of Rogue Legacy and possibly talk about doing some New Game Plus stuff, or maybe doing a New Game Plus race that a lot of people have talked to me about. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's not necessarily a foregone conclusion that we're ever going to beat Rogue Legacy. It seems probably pretty likely at this point, but you never know. So why don't we just deal with our castle first, and we'll destroy these and get a little extra gold. We are the miners, so remember we get, what is it, 33% extra gold, or just 30% extra gold? Just want to attack this painting just in case it's an angry one. Villainous, development time 3 months. Villainous was one of the more risky endeavors we undertook. The initial concept was a reverse tower defense, which sounded like it could be a good idea, but we had a hard time converting the could to would. Most people who have played the game think the process was an obvious one, but lots of stress and arguments were involved in the project. The entire idea was scrapped 3 or 4 times before we settled on the final version. It's ironic, then, that to date, Villainous is far and away one of our most successful titles. It was also the most painful. Very interesting. Reverse tower defense. Cool genre, man. How do I defeat this enemy? Where's the inn here? I'm looking for, like, the path to get to this guy. I'm a dwarf. I should be able to fit through the block. Or do I have to actually, like, kill him with magic or something? That's going to be, I was going to say difficult, but actually borderline impossible because, or maybe even literally impossible, because I have no means with which to do that. But anyway, let's move onwards. Yeah, reverse tower defense is pretty cool. Anomaly 2 is probably my favorite reverse tower defense game that I've ever played. It's kind of underrated, I feel. It's getting a little bit of traction, I guess. People are starting to realize that Anomaly 2 is pretty nice, but I don't know. I felt like it was underrated, at least when it came out. But maybe people disagree, and that is A-okay. There's a lot of games out there. And it's neat that they say, like, Villainous was one of their most successful games to date. I'm not sure if the guys at Cellar Door Games knew that Rogue Legacy was going to be a success, or maybe they thought it was going to be a success, but they didn't know how successful it was going to be. It seemed like everybody who played the game was like, this is going to be huge, but I can understand feeling like a little bit inadequate, perhaps at the start of things, but hopefully by now they understand. It's been in the top selling list on Steam for like a week now, so I'm sure that things have worked out pretty well for them. And it wouldn't surprise me because whoa, okay, that was a bad situation for me. I'm pretty sure that this is Cellar Door Games' first game on Steam, so it wouldn't surprise me, and I hope I'm not talking out of my ass here, but it wouldn't surprise me if in Rogue Legacy's best day, it made more money than all of the previous games that they've produced, or at least any of the previous games they've produced in their whole lifetime, with the exception maybe of like donations from Don't Shit Your Pants, which sounds like a funny sentence to say, but I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of my ass there. That's just my expectation. I don't mean that in a negative way to the other games, but more in a positive way, in that Rogue Legacy has been obviously a smashing success so far. So we have, oh, that was really scary. We obviously are in an okay position here. The Miner is probably not a class where we're going to be looking to, beat the game. I wish I could farm these bosses over and over. That's a kind of a real piss off for me. Because I want to be able to do it so that I can, constantly get more gold back, but, unfortunately that's not possible. It would make farming so much more efficient, maybe even efficient to the point where it would be imbalanced, but, maybe it would, like, drastically take some length off the game, I don't know. Let's just jump over that, but, yeah, I don't mean that to be offensive to the other games, more like, positive to Rogue Legacy anyway. Hopefully that was the last tangent I was talking about, otherwise that might just seem like completely disjointed sentence. Wouldn't be the first time, though. So we are ostensibly looking for the Maya, where we will then look for the boss, but I'm also just kind of trying to farm gold here. Remember, we're pretty strong, even as the Miner, which is, I think, the weakest class from a damage and HP perspective, but also the best class for farming. We're strong right now, so we should be able to farm. I would be disappointed. Oh, that was really bad. That was like half our health right there, and I don't have lifesteal gear anymore. I would be disappointed if I was not able to get, I don't know, 3,000 gold on this one. I was going to say 5,000, but now that I have gotten hit on that spike, that might... Oh, that HP there helped me out. Yeah, it might be possible. I don't know. By the way, thanks to everyone who pointed out that the turkey legs, they actually give you a percentage of your max HP back. I think it's 10% or 11%, because I just got 14 for having 148 HP. But it's not that, like, that rune that I picked up actually gave me substantially better turkey legs. It was just that the class I was playing at the time had substantially higher max HP. So it looked like I was getting a ton of HP. Wow, that was really lucky. It looked like I was getting a ton of HP back when that wasn't really the case necessarily, at least relative. Are we going to be able to beat this room? I think that, stranger things have happened. Gotta remember not to leave accidentally. I did save my MP for a rainy day like this. One of them's dead. The second one should be substantially easier to fight, if I had to guess anyway. One more hit will do it, and we picked up a lot of gold there. And a second treasure chest, which just contains gold, because I'm pretty sure we've gotten almost all the runes we can from the first few levels here. There's another, I was going to say trinket, but turkey leg there. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. The problem is that 10% of our HP as the Miner is not as important as 10% of our HP as the Barbarian, I think, because it doesn't give us enough to survive, like, one more hit. Like, 10% of our Barbarian King's HP at least gives us enough health to survive one more hit from an enemy, whereas 10% of our health as the Miner, as you can see, doesn't really do us that much good at all. It maybe helps us absorb half of a hit. But we are over 3,000 gold here, so I've reached my starting gold. Oh my god, I did it again. I think it's because he's dwarfish, so I always expect his jump to be higher than it actually is due to his small stature. Not that, sorry, that was a very poor way of phrasing that. I don't expect his jump to be higher because he's shorter. I expect that his jump will be the same height as a normal-sized person because I'm an idiot sometimes. So this is definitely, that portrait looked out of place, shall we say. It's a good combination, though, to have this, the rune that gives you more gold drops, plus the Miner that gives you 30% extra gold per drop. Because this is really synergized quite nicely for us here to create a situation where I am getting probably on the order of, you know, maybe 50 to 60% more gold per enemy killed than before, which I appreciate. Not just per enemy, I guess, per, you know, chandelier as well. So 4,000 gold, still definitely within the realm of possibility. We are looking for the Maya. The good news is if we do find the Maya, which this looks like it is right here, there will be a turkey leg that we can get right there, which might help us absorb one hit instead of dying on our first hit. And we do have the damage necessary, maybe not so much as the miner. But we may have... Oh, Jesus. We may have the damage necessary to kill these enemies without having to take like 70 or 80 hits on them. Hopefully. But, you know, stranger things have happened. There are arrows coming in here that sadly do fall through the... I had a feeling that was going to happen. We even critted that guy before, but we weren't able to make it happen. But, and you know, picked up 3,000 gold there. We can at least level up a little bit. We can gain the ability to fly as well. We have a paladin, we have a knave, and a miner. Let's take the paladin. She's gonna fart a lot, but she has some of my favorite magic as well. And why don't we upgrade our armor again? And we won't upgrade it one more time. Instead, I'm gonna go pick up some runes here that maybe could give me some benefit. So instead of the haste rune, I'm gonna, you know, probably take a lot of damage from not having this increased movement speed. But the ability to fly seems super important. We could equip this one as... Oh, no, we don't have the gold anymore. Okay, that's fine. What about this one? No, it's still too expensive. I wish I could sell things at this point. We have 295 gold. What else could we get here? Don't have enough money. Almost have enough money. I kind of just want to go back with the blood sword, but it would cost us damage and health. But it would give us health back, but quite a little. Or a little, I should say. Ranger helm would cost us mana, but give us health. Versus this, which... Yeah, you know what? That seems like a smarter idea. I prefer HP in this situation anyway. We only have... I do have the blood helm, which I could equip. I don't think I've ever had that before. We could go full lifesteal gear at some point if we wanted to. What about our cape? What is our cape looking like here? Plus 10% gold bonus. I don't know. I just tried it. We'll see. Now I feel incredibly slow. And you know what? Now that we're playing as this character, why don't we lock down the layout that we had before just so we can find the boss. And maybe we will be able to take a run at the boss before the end of this video. I don't necessarily believe that we'll be able to defeat the boss. I do have enough MP to block a lot of shots, but, you know, we still gotta find it in the Maya. We're not gonna get that much gold. Oh my god, I feel so goddamn slow relative to where we were before. I mean, I might have had ADHD before, too, which gives you increased speed, but anyway. So we're gonna have to embrace our tankiness, I would say here, is probably the... Oh, I really should not have taken that. Or that, so let's not even break those now. But yes, we'll probably have to embrace our tankiness a little bit. We are two-shotting enemies, which puts us... I knew that was there. That was the enemy that killed me last time. There's really no excuse for that. I've taken way too much damage already. But we should be okay as long as I can just... Well, if I'd gone back and been able to get... Ah, the Mimic! Okay, very bad start to this run so far. You're not gonna hear me arguing there. But just play it cool here. Keep in mind, you know, have mercy. I did just give up the extra speed that I've come to know and love. So we'll just kill this Hulk guard. It should be easy. We are getting decent amounts of gold drops. I hate this wolf. Axe, do your thing! Oh my god, that was incredibly scary. We're like 2 hits away from death already, which is incredibly frustrating. Let's just come over here and see if maybe there is an enemy that we can mine for some gold, or we'll pick up a rune or something. Something to there's a chest on that room. Something to at least make this run not like a colossal failure, as it has looked like so far. We're getting to the point, definitely, in the Rogue Legacy life cycle where there's gonna be pros out there, and they're gonna make me feel bad about myself due to my bad Rogue Legacy play here. That's okay, though. I heard Bisnab was talking to me. He's like, man, I can't read the comments of my Rogue Legacy videos anymore. People are always talking about how much worse I am at the game than you, and I'm like, man, you know how it is now. This is what life is like in the YouTube sphere once you've gotten some notorieties. You are just worse at every game than everybody else. But well, not me specifically, because obviously I get the comments that are like, why are you so much worse than Bisnap? Anyway, I don't even know what I'm getting at here. It's merely an interesting anecdote. Don't take it as more than that. Let's throw some axes up here. This is a really scary situation for me. I can't believe that I avoided taking damage until I'd actually simplified that rune. That's what gets me. Great dodging until the dodging should become easier. At which point I ruin it for myself a little bit. There we go. Now we are getting like 50 gold per enemy, which is awesome. I'm psyched about that. There is a treasure chest. Ah, that was a really stupid drop there on my part. I still think we should keep the layout the same. I realized we didn't really gain that much gold that time. What do we have? Knave, Paladin, Paladin. IBS and Dwarfism. OCD and baldness. Let's go with OCD and baldness to get our MP up a little bit. I only have 448 gold, which is not a lot. If I could upgrade something, I would, but we don't really have the gold necessary to do anything with it. Okay, so I'm going to lock this down again. I'm just going to try to at least fight the boss once over the course of this video and see where we stand, basically. And I am giving Sharon like 94% of my money because I'm an idiot and I can't figure out that you can go back to the manor afterwards and you don't have to, you know, die to use your money. You can always just teleport back and then leave. Anyway. First things first, we're going back to... Wait a minute, that was exactly the same teleporter that we started at. Smart guy here. So for once I have learned my lesson, we are not merely going to jump into the... Or take that turkey leg that is not going to do us any good. We must kill the Doom portrait. We have axes again, which is my favorite magic, I would say. Although the chakram is really good as well. The one I like the least is definitely the quantum translocator, but by and large, I don't use magic very much at all, so... I'm far from, you know, qualified. I knew it was a mimic! How did I not remember? Ultimate ding-dong at work here. What about this one? Yep. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, apparently also shame on you. Fool me 3 times, won't get fooled again. Now, is that a mimic? I don't see it doing any... Oh, it did move. Okay, I understand now. It's unfortunate, but it's all good. That critical hit was, I don't know if I'd necessarily say important, but it did do something for us. There is an actual good treasure chest for us here. Should be able to... Oh, okay, we killed him before he got to shoot the ice, which is great, because otherwise we definitely would have taken damage. That didn't do as much damage to this Hulk guard as I thought it would. Now, that should, though. There we go. And inside our treasure chest, we have, you know, 200 and something gold. Not that substantial, but because we have the Architect, we automatically have... Whoa, it's Sif! We automatically have a minus 30% attached to our gold, so, you know, just getting... If we can even get over a couple thousand on this run, I would be psyched. I really thought that that eye had, like, a body because of that blue, like, landscape in the background, or sky in the background, I guess I should say. Okay, so we've got a guard up here. He's a big one. I still took damage there. I thought I was going to be able to do okay. One more hit should do it, and we are still doing okay for health. We picked up another few hundred gold at best, but mostly just looking for the boss room. And if we manage to find it, I will be a very happy man. We got 7 gold, literally, for killing that enemy. That is surprising to me. I want to kill this wolf, don't get me wrong. But without PAD, which, if you recall, PAD is the trait that gives you the ability to basically not trigger the spike traps. Without that, I really doubt that we'll have a good chance of this. So I'm just going to run downwards here because obviously I got a little ahead of myself at the start of this. James West, running the West, now remember the name. I'm going to use more MP than I'm comfortable with here. Just give it a second. There we go. Now, is this a mimic? No. So we'll open it. And it's gold, and I took damage for it, but gold is king, you know. Gordon Gecko. We did manage to escape there, which surprised me a great deal as... I can't believe the range on that thing. That was very surprising to me. Now, this guy can go fuck himself, basically. I'm gonna make my... Oh, we had just created an icicle in the middle of the wall? I didn't know you could do that, actually. Now, we did pick up a couple... Okay, this is what I wanted. We have a Hokage. He's a savant. I actually don't know what benefits or negatives that trait entails. We can't upgrade our armor, so I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna talk to our architect. And we're faster, we do more damage now. We may indeed have a small chance of actually beating this boss, believe it or not. Of course, we have to find it first, but stranger things have happened, I suppose. Any gold? Any gold? Yes. The MP, not really all that important, but let's try this again. I have to explore almost all of the Maya by this point. Don't break those. You know what they contain. Like, I'm very, very confident that I have explored enough of the Maya that there's got to be just like one path that I haven't seen. And we are strong enough, by the way, by this point, that's a mimic, that we can one-shot enemies. And although we have like half as much health, this makes us substantially more survivable than we used to be, which I'm very excited about. Believe it or not, you know, it's one of those situations where the best defense is a good offense. At least with my playstyle, even without critting, we'll be able to one-shot most enemies, which is why I feel that this class is the best for either my playstyle, if not the objective best. For where I am in the game right now. So we're just gonna keep coming up this way. The negative, of course, is that even the slightest damage that we take is more negative for us than it is for some other classes. He can jump, so I'm frightened about that. I just want to take a look at our map here. Okay, so it's got to be like over on that left side or down. I'm going to go to the left first. I'm just making sure I'm going the right way here. We're going to go down, up, left. Okay. So we go up through this side instead. Watch out for the spikes. And I managed to make it through there, but then immediately took damage afterwards. It's okay, though. We only need... Ah! Okay, now I'm scared. One more hit could kill us. We only need a couple of turkey legs would bring us right back up to snuff here. Just gotta play it cool. That looks like a mimic to me. Oh, there's our boss room. Okay, this is good. So we will be able to pick up gold, and at the very least, we might be able to fit 2 boss runs in this one, because we're starting, obviously, from kind of a hampered position right here, where we can only get hit once or twice. In fact, if we wanted to, we could actually teleport back to this one, and we get another turkey leg in probably the smartest move that I've made so far in my Rogue Legacy coverage. Oh, right. There we go. Now we can hover in midair. I totally forgot about that. Scumbag Northernlion gets the flying rune and then never uses it, but that would definitely help me when it comes to getting over these spikes. Okay, so we're here. Just want to check out this room just in case there's like easy things for us to kind of mine for goodness. It appears instead that I will probably end up killing myself like a total idiot. That is a... Oh, that's not a real treasure chest, but it dropped a potion. Or a turkey leg, so I feel good. I knew that I would. Don't get hit by the magic. That's the big one there. And we're just doing this again, because if there's extra turkey legs, that's good for us. We lost something like 20 health on that room, so it wasn't the smartest decision, I guess, in the long run. That's a mimic for sure. Again, just seeing if I can get some turkey legs before my time runs out for good here. We are going to die on this boss. This is why I'm deciding that, you know, it might not be in our worst interest to go try to get as much gold as possible before we go gently into that good night. That is not a mimic. It is some gold, so we will go pick that up. We're over 1,000, which is generally where I consider upgrade potential to exist. We haven't been to this room either. I was really hoping that we would kill that dude before he spawned again. Is that another Doom Trit down here in the bottom? It is indeed. And so far, you know, survival's been, you know, possible. We might as well keep going downwards just again in case there's any... Whoa, okay. I immediately regret this decision. Just get out of here and then come back up and then get out of here. There were treasure chests there, but I'm pretty sure I would die trying to get them. So we might as well at least fight the boss. You know, have some fun with things before we inevitably die here. So we are going to be up against Northernlion. I think it should not be that difficult for us, but maybe not on this run, because on this run we are pretty low on basically everything right now. Well, except for MP. So I could turn into a log, I guess, if I wanted to. We do a ton of damage to him, though. Maybe not via the blade wall, but via our basic attacks we do a lot. So that's good, and you know, we've miraculously, somewhat miraculously anyway, not found ourselves dead yet, which is kind of surprising to me. He is about 20% done. So we're just going to make sure that we run from here. Okay, the hover rune actually saved my life a great deal there. I knew I was going to get hit. There we go. We're at 2 health. This is where things get a little rough, I guess. But this fight was not so difficult. If we had full HP and we're a Hokage, I think we might have a chance here. I mean, we still technically have a chance. It's just a little unlikely given the circumstances, I guess. Thank God that fire disappeared right there. And we might be able to make this happen right now. Oh my God, he was 1 hit away from death! Okay, as long as we get a Hokage again, we should be able to beat him, I feel. Like, my magic was not that important. We might as well upgrade here. And I'm going to end the episode here because there's some excitement to be had on the next one, I think. There is a Barbarian King. Might be our best decision. Or a Paladin with OCD. Enemies can't knock you back. I kind of like when enemies knock you back, though. With Walking Tank, we don't have a lot of... Yeah, okay, we'll go with Sir Useless the second. And with 1,300 gold, can we upgrade our armor again? We can. So let's just do that. And I'm going to end the episode here, but we are probably going to beat the boss on the next one. Let me just make sure that I confirm that we are going to use the Architect here. So I'm thinking that this episode is going to be or this next episode is going to be the one where we can beat this boss, even if it's not on Sir Useless the Second's life here. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support on the series so far, and I will see you next time.